Here we go.
What is up, fanboys and fangirls? Welcome back to another video episode, maybe, if everything works correctly.
We're back.
We're back. My name is Luke, and at least on my call, to the on the left side of the computer, it's Mr. Tyler.
What's up? What's up? Does it feel like it's been forever since we recorded to you guys? Like, I feel like it's been so long. Maybe because last week was a long week for me.
Yeah, it was a long week. It was so long that I was just like, please give me Friday off to my boss. So
I might need to pull that card this week at work.
I wish I had that luxury. Ugh, sounds nice.
But on the left side of my screen, and I can say it this week because there's video, the beautiful Brett Eitzen.
Oh,
okay. Visual proof.
He
what's
is
up,
there.
fellas? I'm here.
In
Somehow.
his sweet disintegration shirt.
Ooh, got a rep.
Is that game coming out?
That is I am legitimately concerned.
Yeah. Me too. I actually was in a party this week with someone who said they wished that game would come out because they wanted to play it. And it wasn't one of us three.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's kind of cool.
So I'm curious. We're all here, and people can see us this week. Who has the longest quarantine hair?
Not
you,
me.
by far.
You.
I mean, I generally keep my hair shorter than you, so.
You do. That's true. Yeah. I was scheduled, like tentatively, like just in my mind, scheduled to get a haircut, like kind of right before the stay-at-home orders went in place. And I was like, I'll be all right. I can wait a little while longer.
And now you're really wishing. I think next week's episode needs to be, like, the topic should be when do haircuts become an essential thing. I don't know. I'll put it on the schedule. We'll talk about it.
Sounds good. Maybe next week during the podcast, we can just have Stephanie cut my hair.
Let's just all shave our heads.
I don't know about
shave
that.
my head all the time, so.
I have never shaved my head. That would be a first, and it would be very different. Don't know how I feel, but it's fine.
I would feel 18 again.
I haven't really checked into it. I don't know if they've reopened them or not, but I'm guessing not because they deal directly with the mouth. I really need to go to the dentist. My crown popped off the other day. And I need that.
Man.
I stuck it back on there, but I would
Did you do the
appreciate if they
toothpaste
could
trick?
glue it. What?
Did you do the toothpaste trick?
No, I don't know. No, I just jammed it in there.
Oh gosh.
I guess that's one way to do it.
Just making it work, man. That's all I can do. Make it work.
You'd think maybe they would have some sort of emergency, they'd be open for emergency type things.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, like for doctor, you can still go to the doctor, and I get that general checkups aren't an emergency, but
yeah. But I mean, I'm not in
crown.
Yeah, I'm not in any pain. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah, well, that's good.
I figured I could at least wait to maybe see if it makes me cry or something, and then maybe I'll call them. So,
well, other than cramming crowns back into your face, what have you been up to this week, my man?
Well, all I do is cram crowns in my face because I'm a Titan.
Gotcha. I like it.
That's all I do. I eat crowns.
That's amazing.
Because
it's great.
I'm a weak noob and I can only use OP characters, right? No, I played Destiny. I played a ton of Destiny. It's like the 4th week in a row or something we've been doing this where I feel like Brett back from the old days.
Dude, right?
In my Destiny grind.
I was playing Destiny before it was cool.
It's still not cool. It's just we're in a bad time right now.
All right, I'll give you that.
Yeah, but I've been playing a lot of Destiny. I played with you guys.
What? I don't play Destiny. I play the other D2.
Not
The
anymore.
Division.
No.
Yeah, Luke, so
but
you and I played quite a bit of Iron Banner,
yeah,
and you got to meet some of my DBO clan. Shout
Yeah,
out
that
DBO.
That was interesting.
We got some real interesting characters. We're great.
That
though.
was
They're
they
awesome.
were really cracking me up.
Good.
Didn't say a whole lot. Didn't know where my input would reside, but I had a good
Mm-hmm.
time listening to everybody kind of just make fun of each other, and it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Plus, we had some really awesome games. That one where we had to like kind of come back from behind and we won by like 1 point or something was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I really like Iron Banner. It's a solid game type.
Yeah, I played normal Crucible like because I had to, and I was like, ugh, I don't like this. Like after playing Iron Banner all weekend.
You're telling me we need to get back in and do some comp, do some survival.
Yeah.
All right,
But not
we
too
got
much.
this.
Not too much. But no, the big real Destiny excursion for me this weekend was I did my first raid. What? Yeah, you guys were both there, so I had a lot of fun.
This is a good point to jump over to the fact that Tyler re-downloaded Destiny 2.
I did.
He caught the bug.
We got him, Brett.
I did.
He got the good kind of FIFA.
So I will walk you through how this happened. I texted my buddy who was playing the Division with me, and I could tell he was not having as much fun as I had hoped he would. So I said, hey, I know you've been wanting to get back on Destiny. Is Shadowkeep on sale right now? I'm willing to give it another shot. And he's like, I just bought Shadowkeep. Can we play this weekend? I was like, oh, frick, we didn't even really talk about this. So I got back on, made the mistake of mentioning the raid Saturday night at like 10:45.
Yeah, you did.
And everybody was like, yeah, we could do it. And I was like, oh, no. So then we did the raid, and we'll go back to Luke, man.
Yep, it was an impromptu raid. The Leviathan raid. I don't know if it has a different name besides just Leviathan.
No, it's the original. Yeah, the original D2 raid. Just called Leviathan.
It was a lot of fun, man. It lived up to the hype rating did, and I just that game mode. Did Destiny create that? The raid style.
I wouldn't say they created it, but
definitely inspired by like World of Warcraft, but on a much smaller scale.
Okay.
Right? Like they focused it and they made it for their game.
Yeah.
The fun fact here. The first raid in Destiny 1, the raid team was led by Luke Smith, who was very like famously a World of Warcraft player.
Okay.
But he's now actually, after the raid, I think he got promoted pretty quickly to being in charge of Destiny 2. So he was the creative director on Destiny 2.
Oh.
Shout out Vault of Glass.
Yeah. So like it went from something that they weren't even sure if it was going to be in the game to like basically taking his career up to being like number 2 or 3 at Bungie.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. But just like it was so awesome to integrate so much into one game mode. Mm-hmm. Like you got all these super elaborate puzzles, but then also you're just being swarmed by so many bad guys, so you get the fun shooting mechanics too. And then with it being like 6 people and you all have to work together, it was so much fun. I had so much fun, and I mean I the only person I didn't know was your brother's friend, and he was
Ricky.
really cool too. Yeah.
Shout out to Ricky who helped us a lot. And
I really appreciated how nobody really got frustrated with me.
Oh no!
Everybody was like just really supportive. Like, all right, this is what you do here. Because like, man, I didn't want to have to figure any of that stuff out.
Yeah,
like I just want to go in there. I want to slam dunk orbs and shoot things. Like
I think it really helped. I think it really helped having Brett and Lepke, who are both pretty seasoned in the raid game, especially those earlier raids. Just because if Brett was explaining something and maybe he kind of glossed over something, Lepke would remember, hey, remember this thing? We should probably focus on that too. It was really nice.
Different. Sometimes there's different ways you can do it.
Yeah, that was cool
like
too. That you guys both had
during
different
the
ways of doing
gauntlet,
it.
like the way my rating team learned to do it was completely different than the way Lepke did it. And I think Like Lepke's way is way easier for new players, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
We got so ingrained with it that it was pretty easy for us. But
Yeah.
I think I'm glad he spoke up, and that's what rating's all about, is just teamwork.
Yeah. Yep.
Yep.
And making it through somebody's Xbox completely crashing multiple times.
Yes.
That
Yeah,
was
wild.
That was honestly our hardest boss.
That was the greatest.
Ricky's
the
Xbox.
worst boss.
What's
The worst
crazy is
boss.
he's got a 1X, man. I just don't get it.
I don't either.
I don't know. But yeah, I can't wait to raid again with you guys.
Maybe this weekend.
Let's do
Let's do
it.
it. Let's do it.
I'm pumped. It's
I,
just what I want to do.
Last night, I convinced some of my DBA clan to do.
I
the
saw
next
you on
one.
that. I was like,
Yeah.
I was playing with Deeds, and I was like, oh my gosh, Brett is raiding again. He's gonna be outplayed.
Well, no, not even. That one took us an hour and 15 minutes.
I was gonna say I think the second one's a lot shorter.
The second one's a lot shorter, and
Okay.
and I wanted to do it because I figured we would be doing
Mm-hmm.
it at some point in the next week, and I was like, it'd be good for me to just get a refresher on
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
But other than that, I finished the second bunker on the moon, so I'm 2/3 of the way through the Seraph Tower grind, which actually I'm enjoying.
good.
No, usually I don't do that weird grindy stuff, but I don't know. This one it feels less grindy because I can just do what I want, and I can earn those tokens, which is nice. But kind of my goal is to complete that third tower. Then I'll be satisfied with my life. Won't stop playing, but I'll be satisfied. And then the last thing I did, not in Destiny, is I watched The Nice Guys last night. That is one of the best movies to come out, I think, in the past 10 years, honestly.
Agreed.
It's a
Hard
fantastic action comedy. It's so well written. It's Shane Black at his best. If all you've seen is Iron Man 3, you've probably seen his worst movie. That's not true. The Predator's his worst
I was gonna
movie.
say he
Take
did The
everything back.
Predator.
I forgot that movie came out.
Yeah.
But like Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and The Nice Guys they're so good. So I'd really recommend everybody see that movie. It's fantastic. Super funny. You know what they call them?
Nice.
Killer bees, right? They'll kill you.
Nice. Tyler, what
That's
did you
it.
do this week other than play? Well, you can talk about your Destiny 2 experience as well.
Yeah. So, per usual, I feel like I have to mention a few things. I played Animal Crossing some more. Still really enjoying that game. My wife loves it way more than I do, but it's really fun to play with her and kind of further the economy on the island.
Why did the animal cross the road?
That's a great question. To get to the next deserted island, I guess.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. Or if you're Bam on my island, he does 9,278 push-ups a day. So
That's 9,200 more than I do.
you do 78.
Never mind, that's 9,278 more than I do.
Okay.
I didn't hear the 78 part.
I'm still reading A Gentleman in Moscow, working through that book. It's taken me a little bit. It's a lot wordier than a lot of the books I read usually. It's a lot more serious, kind of a drama. So kind of trying to take my time and pay more attention to that so I don't miss things. Plus, it's a lot of characters with Russian names, so it's kind of hard to keep everybody straight, but I'm enjoying that. And then I booted up my Nintendo 2DS this week.
Oh.
It broke a long time ago, and I found it the other day, and so I charged it up, and I turned it on, and it was working again. So I started playing Pokemon Heart Gold.
Nice.
Gold and Silver are my favorite Pokemon games, so it's kind of fun to dive back in and just play around on that. And then, I jumped back into the Destiny 2 world. I spent a lot of time on Destiny 2 when it first came out. I was a big fan of it, but I had never actually beaten the raid we did Saturday. I had always made it to Callus, and I just never had enough damage. Of course, that's at the time when I wasn't overpowered for it. Like I am now, but it was really fun to, jump in and go through those mechanics again. I remembered all of them, but it wasn't fresh in my mind. So like once we started, I was like, oh yeah, this is easy. And I kept telling Brett, like, I hate the dog part. And Brett's like, oh, well, you'll like 2-tap the dog and be done with it. And I was like, are you sure? And I did. I think I shot it twice and it died. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so much easier. I can't wait till we get to those later raids that are a little higher level.
Yeah.
And Luke can really experience like what the struggle feels like, because it's tough, man. Those things, they get pretty testy. People start yelling at each other every now and again. It gets pretty intense. But I think you'll enjoy it. I haven't done the next raid, the Eater of Worlds, I believe is what it's called.
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't done that one, but I'm sure it'll be a good time.
It's honestly one of my favorite. I think it's got great mechanics and it's super well paced and it's not super long, so you can like buzz through it in like an hour.
Sweet. Did we one phase every section?
No, we didn't.
Except for Callus.
We didn't one phase Callus, and you can't do Gauntlet any faster. We one phased Baths and we one phased Dogs.
Okay.
So.
And we didn't do any of the Underbelly either.
We almost got Callus.
Yeah, literally, Luke, you missed like half the map because there's a huge underbelly, like in the like ducts and the service maintenance tunnels and stuff that have secret chests that after each encounter we got a key for.
I was wondering what those were for.
Yeah.
Like I just like missed a whole bunch of stuff and I was just never gonna bring it up.
No, if back in the day they were worth something, I guess they would get you slightly more loot from the raid, but you're not missing on any powerful engrams or anything. So
I got the full armor set Saturday.
Nice.
Yeah, I had the arms already, so it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
The other thing I got from 750 to 915 this weekend.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I imagine I'm a weekend away from being above 960.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm sure it'll slow down at some point. But Iron Banner was a big help for that. I just got wrecked for a few hours and got 5 pieces better every single time.
It's all right. We got you.
Yeah. Brett?
I didn't do a ton this week. I played a lot of Destiny with you guys. Really hit that Iron Banner pretty hard. I'm trying to complete a bunch of those Crucible like quests for pinnacle weapons and stuff like that, which is why we were playing survival and those kind of things other than Iron Banner. But other than that, not a ton. A lot of house projects. Finalizing paint colors. Woohoo! And
that sounds so fun.
The fun part has been
shoot.
thinking about the studio here and what we're gonna do with it.
Paint it brown. I mean,
with a yellow trim.
Oh yeah, that's stylish. I love it.
It's the 90s, right?
Yeah. Oh, 90s are coming back in style. So
can we get a nice shag carpet?
Ooh, we are replacing all the carpet in the basement, so sure, why not? I'll just tell them do shag just for this room.
Thinking
Pink
like
shag.
a nasty. Yes.
Dude, let's paint the studio as the Mystery Machine.
Ooh, I like that. I'm down with that.
Yeah, and put a disco ball.
That works for me. Other than that, though, let's see. I watched my Try New Things thing, or not.
Did you get through all of it?
No, unfortunately, I didn't have the time. Oh, I've been doing some freelance work, which no one will probably ever see, but that was like most of my Saturday during the day was, and Sunday, honestly, was like editing videos and stuff like that. So
nice.
Getting paid.
It was fun-ish.
You didn't acknowledge that.
But yeah, no, it was a pretty uneventful week for me.
Nice.
Yep.
Well, for the first time in I think what is a long time, there were some events in the news this week.
There was.
Yeah.
I know we typically start with trailers. Did you guys watch the Hollywood trailer? Ryan Murphy's new limited series for Netflix?
I did not.
I didn't either. I didn't even see that one.
I watched that one this evening while I was eating dinner because I saw it on Instagram and I was like, oh, Ryan Murphy. American Horror Story is pretty cool. I watched a few seasons of that back in the day. Wonder what this is. And it's kind of like this retelling of early Hollywood. And they kind of tell it through the lens of like this African American movie writer. Obviously it's an American Horror Story type project, so there's a lot of different characters who could be considered leads. But Samara Weaving is in it, actually. And I was like, oh man, this thing's got some bigger people. It's Darren Criss and Samara Weaving are the two biggest names. But it looks interesting. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say what it's going to be. I mean, it's going to deal with some serious themes, especially, early Hollywood, an African-American writer. I'm sure there will be some race tensions and things like that. But no, I think the trailer's worth checking out. The music for the trailer is really dope. I really like the way it's cut up.
I'll have to go watch that trailer.
Yeah,
Sounds interesting.
It's interesting. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know if it's something I'm going to rush out to watch, day one. But I do think it looks good.
Yeah. Sweet. Did you see the trailer for Capone?
I did.
That one I did see.
I did. Ready to watch.
Josh Trank coming back, baby.
He's coming back. He's coming back with a vengeance.
I'm ready to
He's
watch.
coming back with a movie, I guess. But
I did not expect when I first saw the the little image, the thumbnail. I did not recognize who that was, and then it started playing. I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's Tom Hardy."
Yeah,
Tom Hardy's the best when you can't recognize him, though. That's his. That's when he does his best performances.
That's true. That's true.
Yep. But I think that movie looks pretty good.
I do too. I'm ready to watch Hardy chew through another accent for 2 hours.
Yes.
He does have the best accents.
Yeah.
I wonder if he'll wear something covering his mouth.
He's got that cigar. The cigar is big enough that I
That's
think
true.
it counts.
Yep.
It's true. I think that one's just going straight to VOD, though.
I believe so.
So we'll all get to see it. We won't have to wait for it to come out, and who knows whenever all this chaos ends.
That movie had a different title.
It did. I don't remember what it was, but they changed it.
Because I remember when I saw it was like Capone trailer, and I was like, what? When was this taking place? And then it's like formerly called, and I can't remember what it was, but I was like, oh, I remember when that was announced.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, looks interesting.
Mm-hmm. Any other trailers? That was the only one I had.
No, I have some other show stuff though before we get into movies.
Yeah, go for it.
The studio, I'll leave the other one for Luke. The studio who does the Pokemon anime is now closed due to COVID-19. None of us watched that, but I know that there's people out there who love the Pokemon anime.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of sucks, this is going to continue to happen. We're going to hear a lot more about this as time goes on. But this is I think the biggest one here recently that I recall is that studio. And I didn't get the name of it, unfortunately. And now I feel bad, but sucks.
Yeah, I don't watch Pokemon. I have
Yeah,
no
I mean,
comment.
I don't either. I've watched the YouTube shorts they put out, but that's about it.
Peacock had another trailer, and they had a little sizzler for kind of each thing in it. But we found out when it's actually coming out. It's going to come out July 15th, and there is the free option, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah,
because
it'll be
that would not do well if it was paid only. I think that's a big problem with CBS All Access.
Yeah, I think both CBS and Apple by getting in the game as late as they have. Admittedly, Apple got in the game at the same time as Disney, but Disney's Disney. Like Apple and CBS both are like, they just don't have the portfolio and the wow factor to really make you, flip.
Yeah.
Peacock may
They
be
have
able to, because
they have The Office.
They have they will.
Yeah, they will. Yeah.
They'll have The Office. They'll have Psych, or they already have Psych.
Mm-hmm.
But they have
Psych.
some of those like big ones that
Yeah.
that Netflix is admittedly losing because they've had them for so long.
Yeah, I'm very, very excited to watch Psych 2, Lassie Come Home. That trailer made me extremely happy.
I sure hope there's a option where I can if I can rent that for like $5 or $10 and not have to deal with ads during it, I'd much prefer that.
Me too.
Yes. Even if
that
I'm paying, if I'm just doing the free version of the service, let me pay for that by itself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I completely
I
agree.
hate it. I hate it when movies have ads in the middle of them.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way Hulu does it. They do like 3 or 4 long ads before the movie starts,
Mm-hmm.
and then you don't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Luke or Brett, do you have anything?
Skip on around. I mean, I have the big,
Yeah, we'll leave that one for you.
the big one. But yeah, go ahead. Keep going.
The Lovebirds movie, starring, I can't say the dude's name,
Kumail Nanjiani.
Kumail Nanjiani, is coming to Netflix on May 22nd. That originally was going to be theatrical, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And then, amid this crisis, they decided to sell it to Netflix. That's awesome. I like that. It's one that I know Dana and I kind of saw the trailer for, and we're like, that actually looks pretty funny. So I'm sure I'll watch it when it comes out. Kumail Nanjiani's funny, so
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him a lot.
and he's jacked now, so
Yeah, for real.
I'm sure there'll be a ton of jokes about that.
So kind of still in TV land, J.J. Abrams.
This is the one I was trying to save for you.
Oh, okay.
And then you went to Peacock, and I was like, "Oh crap!" It's all good.
But no,
So our
he's
favorite
got a
director,
couple
JJ,
things.
he's
Yes.
back
Famed
at it.
director of Rise of Skywalker, his greatest achievement, I heard. Sorry, Brett. Had to do
Excuse
it.
me.
No, he's got a couple things that he's developing for HBO. One I didn't really look into that much. It's a series called Duster. Do you remember what that one was, Brett? I'm not sure if you remember.
No.
I
didn't
remember
really pay
reading it
attention.
and going, "Oh, that sounds interesting." But the big news is that he's going to be developing the Justice League Dark show for HBO. There had kind of been some rumors back that maybe a movie, maybe a show somewhere. Well, now it's been
We know what
reported
it
that
is,
it's
yeah.
going to be an HBO show.
Look,
So
what was the first thing you thought when you heard this?
cool.
You want to know the first thing I thought? We're gonna save Swamp Thing. We're gonna do it, and this is how they're gonna do it.
Yep.
I'm so.
I didn't even
glad.
think of that. I thought they might pull the actor, but I didn't know if they would save the show.
I don't think they'll save the show. I that's what I mean.
Okay.
I think he'll step over into that show
Yeah.
because I think that show laid roots for something very, very good.
Yeah.
Laying roots in a Swamp Thing show. Yeah. No. Okay. I'm here all week. Don't worry.
I don't get it.
I hate you sometimes. But no, I think there's good characters from that show that should come across to the Justice League Dark TV show. And I'm excited to see what group they go with for it.
Yeah. I agree.
We
But
think this is going to be for sure live action.
I would think
I would think so. They're gonna have HBO budget.
That's
Could be
true.
a lot of boobies in it too.
Probably. It is HBO. They
You know,
can't
you
really
want to know
hold back.
the real sad part about this announcement, though, is I think this all but puts the nail in the coffin for my Scott Derrickson to DC project prediction for 2020. I think all of our predictions are screwed because of the
Oh
crisis.
my gosh, all of our yeah.
I don't know. What if The Walking Dead gets canceled, man? I think that was one of mine.
That might be your only chance.
I'm cheering
Luke
for you,
wins
Walking
with
Dead.
1 point.
I'm going to look mine up. I don't even remember what they are.
Well, one of mine for sure is screwed because I had both of Marvel's movies coming out this year getting like a under, I don't know what it was, like under 70, under 75 on like Rotten Tomatoes. And guess what? Marvel's
They're
only
not
gonna,
coming out.
one of them's coming out this year. The other one got pushed to next year. So
They'll both be pushed to next year by the end of this thing.
it's just crazy.
Some of mine still could, but not likely.
Okay, so here's where I'm at with this Dark Universe or Dark Justice League Dark, not Dark Universe. That already came and went.
There's going to be
Thank
lens
goodness.
flare, and you're not going to have a definitive ending.
See, that's honestly my worry with anything JJ does. The only time he sticks his endings is when he's doing a solo movie. So I'm really...
He should make Solo too, then.
Oh, there you go.
Dude, Luke is on fire tonight.
Luke's snappy.
puns.
He's been drinking a energy drink or
Oh,
something.
No, it was
I'm
that
drinking water.
It was that pepperoni
was
mac
that-
and cheese he was doing.
It was delicious.
I'm glad.
I really need to grocery shop. That's what I need to do. I'm just picking and grabbing things, man.
So what I will say is I do think JJ is always fun as a first act man. I think that he does set up worlds or universes or stories really well. He maybe leans into the mystery box thing a little more than I would like, but it's fun to speculate and kind of drool over those things. So
Well, the comic book world's perfect for that.
it really is. It really is. So I'm more excited than I am seeing him on some other things, I guess. Like, this is fine for me because I don't have a real deep connection to Justice League Dark. And I think if he is attached to it, I can kind of like what you said, it's going to get HBO money. It's going to have a good production value. We'll see. Wait and see.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for it. I mean, I'm going to watch it. But I don't have anything other... Oh, Crisis. The Crisis game. You guys remember that game back in the day? Crisis.
Nope. Never played it.
I think I played it for maybe like 15 minutes and was like, yeah, this isn't for me.
Actually, I think I played the Crisis 3 demo.
Well, it's getting remastered. Crisis is. So, yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah. I know a lot of people are excited about that. I never played it.
Yeah.
I never had a machine that was capable of playing it. That was always the joke, right? It was that like Crisis on like not even NASA's supercomputers can play Crisis on its, ultra settings. So
we
my
should all
guess
get
is
it for
it's-
Switch, is what you're saying.
Yes. Absolutely.
I think the hope is that when it gets remastered, they'll make it so that it does look better, but still actually runs on current hardware. So, yeah, no, that's one that I would be interested in checking out. Some of those older games haven't aged quite as well, but that's fine.
There's the big one.
I've got a couple more.
I've actually got a small one before the big one.
I've got 2 movie things, kind of, and 1 video game thing. I don't know if you're going to bring it.
Do your video game thing then.
The video game, it's Destiny. They announced their new event.
Yeah, their free event.
It starts, I think, this weekend. Does it?
This week. It'll
This
start
week.
tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to be
reset.
the Guardian games. It's going to be Titans versus Warlocks versus Hunters. Congratulations, Hunters, on your win. Since there's 3 billion of you.
Did you see their no? Actually, in their little release, they mentioned that like due to the fact that Hunters have a larger player, like a naturally larger player base, they're going to be neutered a bit in terms of how it's going to be fair. How they calculate actual scoring is going to be fair. So
I don't believe them. Not in the slightest.
Show don't tell.
I think it's an interesting idea, but
I'll be sure and play my Warlock for the weekend.
Do it.
It's an interesting idea, but since there is some people that take the rivalry between the 3 classes too seriously as it is, I think this is a stupid idea. Some people will take it way too seriously. Some people will have fun with it. I guess I might jump in for a little bit, but I'm trying to finish the Seraph Towers, so...
Well, and most of what you're going to be doing in the, like, most of it is just
completing
what you're
public
doing,
events,
right?
completing missions,
it's not like
strikes.
It's not like you have to get in and just do you just get points for contributing however you're playing.
They should totally make a Mario Kart mode with sparrows.
Destiny 1 had sparrow racing.
I know, I remember that.
Still hasn't come back. Sad face. Very sad face.
So in movie world, we kind of talked about it last week because we got 1 or 2 Dune images, but then the next day they dropped like 12 more.
Yeah.
That movie looks fantastic, and I can't wait for that trailer to drop.
Any day, right?
Yeah, hopefully. That'd make me happy. I'll watch it 20 times.
What if the trailer? What if it sucks?
That's okay. I'll still be excited for the movie. If the trailer sucks, then hopefully that means they're not showing anything. The other thing is San Diego Comic-Con was canceled for the first time in 50 years.
Yep. That's crazy.
So start giving us those trailers.
I was gonna say that's like DC's big thing, right? Is this where we're gonna show trailers and and Marvel's done that in the past, but they do their own thing now. They're big enough, and not to say that DC's not big enough to do their own thing too, but they take advantage of that.
They take advantage of
free
D23,
yeah. So,
but yeah, it's sad. First time in 50 years they had such a great streak.
Yeah, but necessary.
Yeah.
Yes, very necessary.
It's a good decision.
And I think they could not there's still obviously ways they could try and figure out how to do things online.
Oh yeah.
Hey, we're dropping our trailers in this hour and we're gonna live chat about it or something. So there's still an opportunity there, but
well, speaking
no
of
booths,
trailers and DC, just movies.
Nice. Well done, sir.
I'm not as snappy as Luke today. We got our official delays. A few more delays from DC in the movie world.
Hey, we got one move up.
We can't,
get it right.
Two delays and then one for whatever reason it's getting moved up. So first, the Batman was bumped from June 25 of next year to October 1st of next year. So that's a 3 month.
3
month.
4
2.5.
5. I don't know.
It's actually July.
It's a couple months.
It's a delay.
It's like 4 months.
It's a delay.
4 months. And that one does not surprise me since they were in the middle of shooting when this stuff happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. Shazam 2 was delayed from April 1st to November 4th.
2,222.
2022, yeah. This one was interesting. I'm kind of surprised they announced this one, honestly. Just, it seems far enough away, but I don't know. Maybe with...
Push that budget money around a little bit.
I guess. That might be it. So, I mean, Sandberg tweeted out about it today, so he didn't seem like he was in any kind of and not that he would be in any bummer mood or whatever, but
he's the best.
Yeah, he has a great social media presence.
He is seriously one of the funniest people on social media.
And then finally, we actually got the Flash somehow moved up, but just a month.
My favorite thing I saw was the one I sent you guys. It was Mark Bernadron. He's like, I find it hilarious that they're still acting like they're making a Flash movie.
This one's just for like protecting stock prices, right?
Oh yeah.
At this point, they're like, this movie's still happening.
Yeah.
And meanwhile,
Machete's
Uncharted
still
is
doing
looking at it moving up, going, "You can do that."
Uncharted's thinking about getting their next 2 directors.
I don't know what to think. I'm again kind of like the rest of the world. I'm not convinced this movie is actually happening. I think the only reason it might actually happen is because now they don't have to cast Ezra Miller as the Flash, but
They don't have to worry about his Harry Potter schedule, which was the thing that kept holding this thing back for so long.
I think he's too integral to Harry Potter for them to let him go.
Yeah.
Probably.
They'll have 2
I think
controversial
if they
people
drop
in their
him from
movies.
anything, it's the Flash.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Maybe him and Grant Morrison can go write movies together.
There you go. Yep. So that was the last news I had. Petunia. I hear podcat. Or is that my cat?
Is that my
I think
cat?
that's your cat.
I don't have a cat.
It's probably Carl.
Hey, Dana's upstairs, so Petunia's upstairs.
Well, then my podcat is very upset that I have the door closed.
You jerk.
Too bad.
Let him in.
That was all my news. You guys have anything else?
I
don't
do
think
not.
So.
Nope,
Okay.
I don't.
Shall we chat
Let's move
about
on to this topic.
our things?
Yeah.
The new
We tried some things.
Gross. I mean, yeah, things. Let's talk about the things we did.
Didn't
Yeah.
try those things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I think we'll probably have the least to talk about.
Yeah, so you go first.
So I'll go first. So Luke assigned me Homecoming. It's a Amazon Prime original show. It's got 1 season right now, 10 episodes long. Season 2 is coming soon. I'm not sure exactly what the date is.
May,
May,
I think.
sounds about right. It is a psychological drama thriller
Mystery.
show. Mystery
Yeah.
show.
Mother
It's,
F.
it's right up my alley. I don't know how to talk much about it other than to say I've been enjoying it because I didn't finish it. I got like 4 episodes in. So I'm having a good time with it right now. We'll see where I'm excited for even more twists and turns, but it definitely has a really good setup. It's a really compelling world. Julie Roberts is awesome. She's an actress that I feel like I haven't seen in a while, so it's kind of refreshing to be like, "Ooh, hey, yeah, you're still
You
relevant.
still do this.
You didn't just like, I mean, she doesn't need to work, but she didn't just take her paychecks and sit down, which would also be fine.
Yeah.
No judgment here.
That's what most people are doing right now. But
Yeah, that's true.
Yes. I love it.
Oh my.
Oh, that just
but yeah.
slapped my funny bone.
At this point, it's definitely like a fanboy worthy, and I can easily see it getting up to a booyah. We'll see how it sticks the kind of the second and third acts
Nice.
of the season. But I'm really intrigued and really excited to finish it.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm curious what you think about like the camera work and cinematography and stuff, because that's one of my favorite parts about it.
So, yeah, that's totally something I could have mentioned. I didn't look up who did it. A lot of times on shows, they're not huge names.
Yeah. I remember looking it up, and honestly, I don't remember his name. He hasn't done a whole lot, but he did do Stranger Things. He does that, I know. I think it's Tom something.
Hold on. We're going to pull it up because we want to be accurate. We want to give this guy credit he deserves.
Yeah. I wasn't going to do that. I was just going to pretend that I...
So while you're on the topic of TV shows and usually not having big people attached, I was looking at that show Devs today.
Yeah.
Do you know who directed that?
That's Eric... no.
Alex Garland.
Alex Garland. And I was like... I was on the fence about watching it, and then I saw that, and I was like, I think I'm going to give it a shot.
Yeah, that's one that's on my list after I finish this, and then I need to finish... what's the one, Luke, that you watched last week?
Tales from the Loop.
Tales from the Loop. We started Tales from the Loop. I need to finish that, and then I need to get into Devs.
Yeah, I'm going to watch Devs. I added it to my list on Hulu this week.
There are too many things. Okay, I can't find this because IMDb is crappy on how they...
You can talk. I can look it up.
Show stuff. Yeah, that is Simon who I'm hearing. The podcast speaks.
Let him in.
Todd Campbell. Campbell.
Yeah,
Campbell.
That's it.
Yeah. So Todd Campbell, great job, really good. It's so what I've been seeing in the first 4 episodes is that it's very. It feels like a high budget, like an HBO show or even a film in terms of quality of camera work and production value. It's simple while being elegant. And I love the thing they do. They have kind of 2 timelines going on, and how they distinguish it is really interesting. Basically, one of them is like 4:3, and the regular timeline is widescreen, so you know you're either in the... I think it's the future. You're in the future when you're in kind of the
4:3,
the old timey framing, which I thought was really interesting.
Yep.
But very clever, and I'm wondering if there's more to it that that I'm not completely understand based just on the nature of the show. So yeah, Luke's got a big old smile.
Dude, I love the cinematography. I remember when we did our Fanboy Awards for 2018. This is what I picked, I'm pretty sure. Because some of the stuff just blew my mind. Like, just small little things. Like, there's a lot of overhead views. Brett's leaving. Oh, he's letting in the cat. There's a lot of overhead views, Tyler. I'll talk to you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I got you.
And then, like, and they're, like, really high up, which I think is strange.
That's kind of cool, though.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
It's
and then,
different.
like, kind of another thing that I really like about it, and I don't even know if I really even noticed it at first, but once I noticed it, it's something that I really liked, and like on the edges of the screen, it's blurry.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they do that. I don't know what that technique is called, but I noticed that. I noticed that too. I thought it was really interesting at first.
Yeah. And I kind of think I have my own little theory on why I think they decided to do it that way, but I don't want to say it because it might spoil some things. But yeah, the ratio stuff I love. I love also how when like I feel like it's done in a really, really old school Hollywood way. Whereas like if I feel like it'd be something in like an old slasher movie like Halloween where like a small revelation happens and the small piano thing comes in and it just slowly zooms into the person that's having this revelation.
Yeah.
Like something you don't really see that much anymore. And
it does kind of feel like it's inspired by classic Hollywood.
Yeah.
That's dope.
I'm really glad you're liking it so far. I'm say something.
Simon, do you like it? You were so vocal a moment ago. Now you're really quiet.
Stage fright.
Get out of here.
I'm really excited to hear what you think of the entire thing. I will say this: there is a post-credit scene after the last episode.
Oh, good to know. Okay.
It's nothing like what, but it's very interesting.
Awesome. Can't wait to finish that. So I gave Tyler a movie to watch. Tyler,
You did?
Talk about that?
What was I supposed to watch?
The Last Jedi.
With the commentary. You didn't watch it? Oh my god.
No, I
knew
watched.
this was gonna happen.
I watched that movie on Netflix that Timothy Chalamet did last year, The King or whatever.
Yeah.
We'll just review that, I guess.
I guess my bad, guys.
Might
I'm
as
sorry.
well. Might as well.
Super unprepared. How unprofessional
Alright.
of me. No, Brett gave me The King on Netflix. It was a movie I wanted to see when it came out. I remember seeing the trailer, and I think I was talking to Luke about it at the time, and I was like, man, that actually looks like Netflix finally found a movie that has a high quality. And I just never watched it. I don't know why. I never got around to it. So Brett changed that for me. I'll start it by saying I'm giving this a fanboy worthy. I don't know. It just didn't do enough to warrant a booyah for me.
Sure. Yeah,
But
I
I
agree with that.
absolutely loved it. So this is a weird review. I wrote down some pros and cons. I'll go with cons first. I did not really enjoy all of their Battle of the Bastards 2.0 fight.
Oh yeah.
I really liked what they did with Henry or Hal in that scene, and kind of watching him just kind of slop through everything. But just like when the fight never felt huge to me, right?
Right.
It just felt tight.
Mm-hmm.
Which, I mean, I get it. That's what they're going for. They're going for, like, man, this sucks. Like, you don't even know if you're hitting the right people.
But even like Game of Thrones with Battle of the Bastards, right? Like it's a huge thing.
Yeah,
that kind of
yeah.
gets condensed, and then you feel that that claustrophobia.
Right.
Whereas this, you never really feel the scale. I totally get that.
The scale to me, it was weird, and this is the only reason it's a con is because, like, Hal is going to take France, right? And the fight is like they're in one little field, and it's really tight, and you just never really feel like that levity is there. Like, it just never feels huge.
Mm-hmm.
However, I do like it. I like how it's shot. I love what they did with the King in there in the fight, kind of just being a savage and just wrecking people. I thought that was so cool. But I'll jump into my pros because I have 4 of those to the one con. This was my first Timothy Chalamet movie.
Oh.
That dude is a boss.
Yeah, he is.
Like, there's this... And I kind of looked over at Dana the first time you see him kind of walk in, and I was like, he just kind of commands everything. Like, he comes on screen and you can't help but look at his character.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he really has an aura about him. Like, he comes into the scene and you're like, okay, yep, this guy's the best guy in this scene, and there's nobody else who's going to get close to him.
Yeah.
So that was really cool. Overall, I thought the cast was good. I really liked Joel Edgerton's character. He's kind of the funny guy, but probably the only decent person.
Yeah.
Of the crew, which I kind of enjoyed. Usually he's kind of different, so it was nice to see him kind of play a character that you root for.
Yeah.
I thought, again, I kind of talked about Netflix having a movie that meets the quality of big theatrical releases. I thought set design and production as a whole was pretty incredible. There was nothing in that movie where I saw it and I was like, this looks bad.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it all looked really good. I was very impressed with it. And then the last thing, I think the movie's, and I don't know nearly as much about screenwriting as you guys, but I think it's really well written. Like, it's clean, it's effective, and it's really well paced. Like, usually movies like this feel paced, like, very slow. I didn't think this movie felt slow at all. Like, I felt like this movie moved. I felt like we got everything we needed quickly. And, it's Shakespearean, so a lot of that can kind of get messy. But they did a really good job of keeping like the Shakespearean thing, like the references, like oh the little dog or the big dog, or you know what I mean. Like they did a really good job of making it simple, for people who just aren't used to that. But all in all, I loved it. I was very impressed. I think it's my favorite Netflix original movie.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Up
there's
there for me
anything
as well.
they have that matches that quality.
I think it's interesting. I can't remember what I said in my review. I feel like in my review, when I watched it, I think I mentioned the runtime being something that, and the pacing being something that a lot of people would find to be still too slow, but that I thought it was actually pretty good. So it's interesting that we're kind of on that same wavelength there. Because it is. I mean, it's a long movie. 2 hours and 20 minutes. 2 hours and 20 minutes. Short.
No.
So, but yeah, I totally agree that I think the pacing is actually really, really good in that movie.
Yeah, it's very clean. It's very effective. It just moves, and like they don't. It's not super action packed, but like the political battles that you kind of see unfold, they're interesting. And again, I think a lot of it has to come. It comes to Chalamet just being so good. Like I was more excited to see him talk in a room than I was anything else. Like he walks into a room and starts talking to people. I'm like, man, this dude's legit. However, his speech right before the battle, dude, I had chills. I was shaking. I was England for that moment. That space between me, that was England. I was ready. I was ready to go to war.
It was a good speech.
It was really
a good speech.
I
Yeah,
loved
so this was actually written by Joel Edgerton.
Yeah,
and,
he's one of the writers.
And David McCod?
Yeah.
The director, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. I was kind of doing some research on it last night after I finished it, because I was like, man, that was really good. And I started reading about King Henry and kind of reading about how his reign ended and things like that. So he died of either dysentery or a heat stroke in his 30s.
How did you feel about Pattinson?
He's pretty funny, honestly.
That's the other thing. I think a lot of people
kind of gloss
thought
over
that he was a little over the top, or
no, I liked it.
I did too. But
I think I think, and this is purely based on what I've seen in film, I think French people tend to be a little exaggerated and eccentric, even. So I thought he did a really good job of that. And there's a line early in the movie where they're questioning his claim, and he did a really good job of portraying like this entitled, kind of bratty young prince who thinks he's owed the throne. I thought he nailed that.
The cat's being loud again. But I apologize for nothing. Tyler, I'm glad you enjoyed your new thing.
Yeah, no, I did. I hope we get more movies like that on Netflix.
Agreed.
But let's move into something I thoroughly enjoyed as well from Netflix called I'm Not Okay With This. I am not a binge watcher. This show I binge watched. And so I was like, I should give this to Luke, and he'll probably crap all over it, but that's okay. No, so I gave Luke I'm Not Okay With This. Luke, what did you think, man?
I thought it was good.
I thought you were going to say fine. So.
No, I did like it. I think it was good, not great, is kind of where I'd put it. I think the MVP of the show, like straight off the bat, has got to be Stan.
Dude, Stan is the man.
Stan is the best.
He's great.
He's hilarious. I also found his portrayal of his character the only one that I really felt was believable. That might just be me, though. But, and I mean, you could make what they decided to go with work, depending on how well it's written. I didn't really feel like maybe they did it, but this girl figures out she has powers. And I guess I can understand wanting to keep it a secret, but I don't understand, and it feels like a trope that kind of comes up. It's like, I can't tell my best friend about this because if they find out, they, like, I don't know, won't like me or something. Now I can't really remember what they do. But like, I don't like that trope. If I got superpowers, you guys would probably be the first people to know. Especially like, this takes place in present day, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that was unclear to me.
This being in the age of all these superhero movies, being in the pinnacle, it's like
people would catch on.
Yeah. And I just think you'd want to tell somebody. I did think the main girl was good. What's her name? Sophia Lillis?
Yeah.
I thought she was good. And honestly, I don't think there's really any bad performances. I think for me, and this was one of my cons, what it comes down to is I don't like any of them. I found them kind of irritating, and like it does this thing where they just don't tell each other anything.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. So I have 2 comparisons for this show, and I feel like no, 3. I'll throw in 3. It's Edge of 17 mixed with Stranger Things and 13 Reasons Why. The stuff from Edge of 17 with like her only friend starting to date the popular guy. I can understand why that'd be frustrating. And then you have the Stranger Things with the superpowers. But the 13 Reasons Why stuff drives me insane, where everybody's at their worst, it seems like, except for one person, that being Stan. And it just irritated me. And when I kept watching the show, I kept thinking of 13 Reasons Why. And I hate that show.
Yeah.
So that was just unfortunate. But yeah, Stan was hilarious. It wasn't my favorite thing in the show, but it probably made me laugh the loudest. And it's in the first episode when he walks up and he's like, my leg fell asleep. And he's just standing there stretching. And it made me laugh so hard.
I love the stupid like window scenes where he pulls up in his car. He just hits the window and it's just like, yeah, and she looks at her little brother. Did you like her little brother at all?
I thought he was fine.
I thought he was funny. His weird little lasagna thing he makes is pretty great.
Yeah. It sounded disgusting, but I kind of wanted to try it.
I also love, like, before they go to the dance, he's like, be back by 8. And they're like,
it's 7:40. Yeah.
There's some pretty goofy scenes.
The thing...
It's hard...
Sorry, go ahead.
It's hard not to kind of dig into the end of it, because I want to talk to you about the end of it.
Yeah. I guess the things that I like... I really like the small amount of world building they did with her and her dad. I found that part to be really interesting. That there's more to this than just, I've got superpowers.
Yeah.
Here, I'll look at my notes so I understand what I'm actually talking about.
Did you like the Breakfast Club episode? I freaking love Stan's plan to blow up a burrito in the microwave. Like, that's just so good. So good.
That was probably my favorite episode, honestly.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
It felt different. The characters liked each other in that episode.
They worked together, yeah.
Yeah. I really liked that episode.
I felt like that was when the show started actually churning a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, it started to kind of fire on all cylinders.
Uh-huh. And I think that's another, like, kind of issue I have is I feel like what they gave me is the first 3 episodes of a show. And that's exactly what it is. It's 6-7 episodes and they're half an hour long.
Yeah.
That's the first third of a normal show on Netflix. And like it ends and I was like, okay.
It ends with a heavily hinted season 2.
I hated the end. The last 5 seconds of the show. So I listened to
Well, like you said,
I listened to another podcast, and they on their show they have like an award, and it's called the Game Is On Award, because at the end of Dracula Untold, the guy who plays Dracula, old Dracula, says, "And the game is on," and it was supposed to tease the next movie, and it never happened. And so now they award things that tease the next thing, and it's just so blatantly obvious.
Mm-hmm.
But the last words in the show are "Let's begin," and I was like, no, 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 don't do that. That is bad. That is bad. And that drove me insane. The actual dance I thought was interesting.
I just remember because early on you see her running down, like the first shot of the episode, show is her running.
I knew
covered in
exactly what was going to
blood.
happen.
Yeah, yeah. And
And
you just wonder what she does to the person.
I knew it was either him or I thought it was going to be her best friend.
I thought it was going to be her best friend.
But yeah, very curious where they're possibly going to go on now. It is based on a book or a comic book.
Comic book, yeah.
Yeah. So I guess they do kind of understand. At least they have a footpath of where it's going. If there wasn't something already set for them to base this off of, I would actually be pretty nervous. But since there's something they can base it on, I think they have a good direction. I'll watch season 2. Overall, I give it an all right. On the positive, because I did enjoy it. Stan was so amazing. He was so funny. Yeah. He's for me, he was like the saving grace of the show. If he wasn't in it, this would
I agree.
not be good, I think.
I think he definitely keeps the show up. I did enjoy it. I think I gave it a fanboy worthy.
Mm-hmm.
When I finish it, I kind of wish he would have had more to do in it.
Yeah.
Because he really his comedic timing, his awkward delivery of jokes. I think he could have been really good.
Mm-hmm.
And we never really got that. And now I kind of feel cheated out of possibly seeing a really good performance from him as well.
Mm-hmm.
But no, all right is good. I'll take it. It's not bad.
Yeah.
So.
But yeah, I'll watch season 2 if it's as short as the first one was. I watched it straight through. I mean, it was an easy binge for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched it in a day. I mean, I watched the first half in the morning and the second half at night.
Yeah, I took I said earlier, I didn't go into work on Friday, and I just sat down and watched it straight through. It's like a really long movie.
Sweet.
But yeah, thanks for giving me that.
Absolutely. Brett is busy at work over there, and I don't know what he's doing.
Well, we're at that point in the show.
I think he's brushing the podcat.
That's what I thought he was doing.
Where we like to see what our listeners have asked us in a segment we call the Fanbox.
Are you talking about a world famous Fanbox?
The world famous.
It's
Fanbox.
world famous.
So we have a couple questions.
Somebody corral that man over there.
He's crazy. First one is from, and of course you can always ask us any questions over on Twitter at @WhatTheFanboy. Sorry, message popped up on my iPad. Had to read it real quick. Make sure there's not an emergency upstairs.
Emergency.
Our first question is from our very own Tyler Davis.
Yeah,
that man right there. On my screen, he's right there. You asked a question. Will a team trade into the top 5 of the NFL draft this Thursday?
Look, because I'm a fanboy of the NFL, and the draft is Thursday, and I'm excited, and I just wanted to talk football for 12 seconds.
My hot take is that the XFL actually purchases the NFL, and we're all playing indoor next year. Boom.
I love it.
I'm gonna take the under on that one.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening.
I don't know anything about like NFL trading, so don't look at me.
I don't.
Yes, I'm gonna say yes.
You asked into the top 5.
Yes. So 6 or below into the top 5.
I think that will happen. I think somebody will try. I don't know who. My take is that I saw today that the 49ers had a lot of people they were optioning. That being said, their second... How many teams are there? 32?
32.
So they're the 31st pick?
Mm-hmm. They have 31 and 13.
Oh, they have 13?
Yeah. They got it in a trade.
Okay.
But they're also shopping that pick.
Okay. Because if I saw they're optioning a lot of their defensive players, and so I didn't know if they were going to try and trade up or trade for other picks or what. I don't know anything about the 49ers except for the Chiefs beat them. What?
I actually saw a rumor about the Chiefs today that I thought was very interesting, and I don't think this happens. But they're gonna apparently, if Henry Ruggs falls far enough. Which this is the fastest receiver in the draft, because it's the Chiefs. That's what they do.
Oh yeah, speed kills.
He runs a 4.28. If he falls into like the late 19s or 20s, the Chiefs want to trade up and try to draft him. They would have the fastest receiving core probably in NFL history at that rate. That would be insane.
What's his name?
Henry Ruggs.
Henry Ruggs. I think
Henry Ruggs III.
He should replace Ezra Miller.
Ooh.
Oh, there we go. Perfect.
I love it. I'll answer my own question here. I don't think anybody will. I think, honestly, I think the Dolphins they're sitting at 5. I think the highest they trade is 3. And I don't think it makes sense for them to trade to 3 because I don't think any team above them is going to draft who they want. So the only reason they would trade to 3 at this point is to get in front of somebody else, like maybe the Chargers or maybe Carolina if Carolina decides to move up. But I just don't see it happening. I think everybody stays put. I think Joe Burrow goes 1, Chase Young 2. 3 is probably, assuming Detroit picks there, Jeffrey Okudah. 4 with the Giants is either Isaiah Simmons or a tackle. And then at 5, the Dolphins are going to take either Tua Tagovailoa or Justin Herbert. I would bet it's Justin Herbert. I think Tua will slide down the board. I know everybody loves that
injury
guy.
Or
yeah, he has a bad injury history. Nobody's been able to get their hands on him and see his medicals, so it's it's just inopportune for him with COVID. But we'll see. Sorry, we can move on. I know that's
crazy times.
That's all I'm doing all week is reading about draft prospects. I'm reading about prospects that are not eligible for like 2 years right now. I'm so excited. I cannot wait.
No, that's great. I'm glad we've got a man on the numbers of the NFL.
I'm actually going to attending a virtual draft party for the Redskins.
Nice.
And like Wale is hosting it. And I was like, what the heck? This is awesome.
Look at you. Love it. Okay. Our second question is from he's got a very long Twitter handle, so I'm just gonna go with his at Master XTP1. Zach. I know him as Zach. Zach asks, have you ever had Michael Lake stealthily sub in Brighton and never told anyone?
Yeah, I have. I don't know what I answered, but yes.
Have I ever what?
Okay, for our podcast, have you guys ever subbed me with my other podcast co-host from Insufficiently Advanced, Michael Lake? Because
this is a fantastic idea.
We sound very similar. We do not look very similar, but we sound very similar. So
he's not beautiful, is what you're telling me.
Well, I'm not saying that. He may be even more beautiful than me.
Ooh. I don't know. I might have to replace you at that point.
That would be my fear. That's why I can't ever let this sneaky sub happen, because I would lose my position here.
Michael Lake, get in touch with me. Twitter handle Tyler_19_Davis. We'll sub you.
We'll make sure we'll sub it in 1 week in the future. And we'll see if anyone notices. I like
Awesome.
that. I like that.
I probably won't notice.
Thank you, Zach, for that question, and also for the opportunity to plug the Insufficiently Advanced podcast. Find it wherever you listen to podcasts.
Podcast.
You guys got any plugs you want to throw before we sign off for the evening?
Me and my brother have a hip hop album. Check it out. LZ. Album's called Light on iTunes and Spotify.
I was listening to that on Spotify the other day. I was jamming out to it. It's awesome.
Yeah. I made the beats and my brother is a rapper. It's really good. Plug.
Agreed.
I want to plug my blog. I have like 4 blogs in my freaking draft stage right now. It's so
let's
frustrating.
Get those wrapped up. Get them
Every time I
published.
freaking I put the pen to paper, I write them, and then I read them, and I'm like, I don't want to post this. I don't like it. And so I'm sitting on 4 finished blogs that not posting them because I just don't like them.
Just gotta do it, man.
So I will have something out this week, I'm sure.
Nice. Love it.
Because I'm working on
Very cool.
something right now.
Dope. Luke, send us out of here.
All right. Well, there's lots of places you can find us. At What the Fanboy on Twitter and Instagram, YouTube. We will try and start going live soon. Monday nights at 8. Just depends on all the Corona stuff with that.
Yeah.
Review us on iTunes. We'd really appreciate that. Helps boost us up in the charts. And if you need a link to any of our social medias or anywhere to listen, just go to whatthefanboy.com.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Thanks
What is
everyone
that
for
podcat
watching or listening. The podcat is trying to escape the studio. He will not
pretty
be
sure
successful.
I'm pretty sure he's licking himself. I thought I saw him licking himself.
Probably. Let me cover that.
He's got his foot up in the air.
Until
Censorship.
next week, thank you guys, and we'll see ya. Peace.